America is the land of freedom, dreams, and opportunity. But it's also the land of some of the weirdest, dumbest, head-scratching laws still technically enforced today. And I'm not talking about old dusty rules buried in law books that nobody cares about. I'm talking about laws that, if you break them, you could actually get fined, arrested, or at least have an awkward run-in with police. So tonight, I'm going to take you on a journey across America, where we'll uncover 13 of the dumbest laws still enforced today. And trust me, some of these are so bizarre, they sound made up. But they're not. Let's start in the desert, where an ice cream cone could turn you into a criminal. 1. Arizona, no ice cream in your pocket on Sundays. Imagine this. It's 110 degrees in Phoenix. You stop at a Dairy Queen, get a big, dripping cone of chocolate swirl. It's melting fast. You don't want to waste it, but your hands are full. So you stick the cone in your pocket. Congratulations. You've just committed a crime. That's right. In Arizona, it's still technically illegal to put an ice cream cone in your pocket on Sundays. The origins of this law are as ridiculous as the law itself. Back in the 19th century, horse thieves used to lure horses away by putting sugar or ice cream cones in their pockets. Horses would follow them like hungry puppies. So the law was made to stop theft. Fast forward to today, you're not stealing horses, but if the cops are in a bad mood, that sticky cone in your jeans could cost you. 2. Alabama, no fake mustaches in church. Picture this, it's Sunday morning in Mobile, Alabama. You walk into church wearing a big, fake, Groucho Marx-style mustache. Everyone laughs. The preacher stumbles over his sermon. Well, not in Alabama. Because in this state, it is illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it causes laughter. This law is still on the books. And yes, people have been warned about it before. The reasoning? Lawmakers didn't want church services disrupted by practical jokers. So in Alabama, pulling out a whoopee cushion might get you a dirty look. But wear the wrong mustache? You're technically a lawbreaker. 3. Connecticut, pickles must bounce. In Connecticut, a pickle is not a pickle unless it bounces. Yes, you heard that right. The state literally requires that for something to be legally sold as a pickle, it has to bounce when dropped. This law came about in the 1940s when two men were caught selling fake pickles, mushy, rotten cucumbers that they passed off as the real deal. Officials declared that real pickles must bounce. So imagine an inspector in a grocery store today. He picks up a jar, opens it, drops a pickle on the floor. If it bounces? Congratulations, you're good. If it doesn't? That's pickle fraud. Only in America. 4. Georgia, no eating fried chicken with forks. Now let's go south. To Gainesville, Georgia, where fried chicken is not just food, it's sacred. So sacred, in fact, that it's actually illegal to eat fried chicken with a fork. This law was passed as a joke in 1961, during a publicity stunt to declare Gainesville the poultry capital of the world. But here's the kicker, it's still technically enforced. In fact, in 2009, a 91-year-old woman was arrested, yes, arrested, for eating fried chicken with a fork. Luckily, the judge pardoned her on the spot. But the message was clear, in Gainesville, if you want chicken, you'd better use your hands. 5. Florida, no singing in swimsuits. Florida is known for beaches, theme parks, and bizarre headlines. But here's one law that takes the cake, or maybe the bikini. In Sarasota, Florida, it's illegal to sing while wearing a swimsuit. So if you're at the beach, tanning, and decide to belt out Beyoncé, you're technically committing a crime. The law dates back to the 1940s, when city officials tried to maintain public decency and stop rowdy behavior. But instead of banning alcohol, loud parties, or beach brawls, they banned singing in swimsuits. So next time you're in Florida, hum quietly. Or risk a citation in your Speedo. 6. California, no nuclear weapons in Chico. California loves progressive laws. But in the small city of Chico, they went a little too far. Because in Chico, it is illegal to build, maintain, or store nuclear weapons within city limits. Now on the surface, that sounds great. Who wants nukes in their backyard? But here's the dumb part, the law requires a $500 fine for violators. So imagine this. You've got a nuke in your garage. The police find it. And instead of evacuating the city, calling the FBI, or locking you up for life, they hand you a $500 ticket. That's less than a speeding fine in Los Angeles. 7. Kentucky, no carrying ice cream in your back pocket. Back to ice cream. For some reason, America has a weird obsession with outlawing frozen desserts in pockets. In Kentucky, it's illegal to carry ice cream in your back pocket. Again, this goes back to horse theft, just like in Arizona. Apparently, horses were really into following people with dessert. So today, if you're in Kentucky, you can openly carry a firearm, but not a waffle cone in your Levi's. 8. Louisiana, no surprise pizza deliveries. Picture this. You're in New Orleans, it's midnight, and your friend orders you a surprise pizza. Nice gesture, right? Wrong. In Louisiana, it is illegal to send someone a surprise pizza delivery without their knowledge. This law was created to stop pranksters from sending massive food orders to people as a joke. But today, even a single pepperoni pizza could technically get you fined. So if you live in Louisiana, birthday surprises are risky. Because nothing says happy birthday like a misdemeanor. 9. Maine, no dancing without a permit. Maine is beautiful, peaceful, quiet. But if you're thinking of cutting loose, be careful. Because in Maine, you cannot dance in a bar that sells alcohol unless the bar has a special entertainment permit. This law was made during Prohibition-era morality crackdowns. But today, it's still enforced. In fact, some bars in rural Maine have literally been raided and fined because a few customers started dancing without permission. So yes, in Maine, life can turn into footloose. 10. Montana, no sheep in the cab of your truck. Montana is cowboy country. Lots of cattle, sheep, and open roads. But the state has one very specific law. It is illegal to drive with a sheep in the cab of your truck unless you have a chaperone. Yes, a sheep. Yes, a chaperone. This law was passed because sheep ranchers worried about accidents or sheep theft. But today, it just sounds like a bad comedy skit. Imagine getting pulled over. Sir, is that a sheep in your front seat? Yes, officer. Where's its chaperone? 11. New York, no flirting in public. New York City is the city of love stories. Central Park strolls. Romantic rooftop dinners. But be careful how you flirt. Because in New York, it's technically illegal for men to turn around and look at a woman in a way that annoys her. The law is rarely enforced. But it is still on the books. And back in the early 1900s, men were actually fined for catcalling. So if you're walking through Times Square and wink at the wrong person, technically, you're breaking the law. 12. Oklahoma, no bear wrestling. Oklahoma has a rich tradition of rodeos and cowboy shows. But they had to draw the line somewhere. So they made it illegal to wrestle a bear. Yes. People actually used to do this for entertainment. Drunk ranch hands would fight chain bears at county fairs. It was dangerous for the humans and cruel for the bears. So the law banned it. The funny part? The wording is so broad that today, even putting on a bear costume and jokingly wrestling your friend could technically be a violation. 13. Texas, no selling your eyeballs. Finally, we end in Texas. Texas is known for guns, barbecue, and big hats. But it also has one of the weirdest laws ever. It is illegal to sell your eyeballs. This law was created to stop illegal organ trafficking. Which, okay, makes sense. But the fact that they had to specify eyeballs tells you something about what was going on in Texas at the time. So yes, you can sell your car, your house, even your plasma. But the moment you put your eyeball on Craigslist, you're committing a felony. Conclusion. And there you have it. 13 dumbest laws still enforced in the USA today. From ice cream in your pocket, to pickle bounce tests, to chicken fork arrests, America is filled with laws that make no sense. But maybe, well, that's the point. Because these weird rules remind us that history is stranger than fiction. And sometimes, the dumbest laws tell the funniest and scariest stories about who we used to be.